we are. It's Accordion Cool because that's what the sign behind me says. My name is Coach Dave because that's also on the sign. So everything is back to normal, I hope. Well, today we're getting back to our alphabet songs. And you may have recognized that first one. It's called Watch What Happens. So that's why you're here to watch. Never mind. But anyway, it's written in 1964 by a fellow named Michel Legrand. Michel Legrand. Frenchman. It was a French song. Then, of course, they translated it into English. And it was from a French movie called The Umbrellas of Cherbourg. Umbrellas of Cherbourg. So they made it into, they let me get this straight. Okay, my tongue's not working. They translated it into English, and of course it came over here, and a lot of people recorded it. Watch what happens. So watch what happens now. Nothing, I guess. All right, well, our next tune. Now this tune, this can fit two categories. Because, you know, most of the musicians, you say, you know, let's do Wee Small Hours. We know what they're talking about. But the actual title is Wee Small Hours of the Morning, or In the Wee Small Hours of the Morning. So it can be an I song, it can be a W song. So we're just going to call it Wee Small Hours for today. 1955, I'm not sure who wrote it. Fellow that recorded, some guy named, I can never think that, Frank, Sinatra, that's it. And it was the title song, or the title of the album's title was this. Never mind. In Wee Small Hours of the Morning. So here we go. The Wee Small Hours of the Morning. I don't play that tune a lot. I got to stop playing that more. That's such a purty tune. Wee Small Hours, 1955. Well, moving right along, we go to 1967. If you've watched this show, you know that one of my favorite, probably my most favorite Latin songwriters, Antonio Carlos Yo Beam, and I love to say Yo Beam. Antonio Carlos Yo Beam. He wrote songs like Girl from Ipanema, Meditation, all those great tunes. I remember we were on a gig, I was on a gig in Alabama, and Miss Ernestine was there. And this woman came up and spoke to her. She came over to me and says, "Do you know a song called Wave?" I says, "Why, as a matter of fact, I do." And very few people, if you say Wave, I'd never heard that song. But when you hear it, it's like one of those oh yeah songs. I remember hearing it, just never knew the title. So the title is Wave. That's the name of the song. So 1967. Here we go. Wave, Antonio Carlos Yo Beam. I really like that song. I don't play it a lot. Again, another one I should play it just a little more than I do. It's a nice tune. It's of course with the stuff he wrote. Sometimes some of the chords are a little tricky. They're right and they work. So you got to kind of be on your toes to play some of his stuff. But it's certainly well worth making the effort. All right, moving on. 1957. Going to do a country tune. Going to do a country tune now. A young lady named Patsy Cline. She was, the big country star in the 50s. And of course, she met a tragic, fatal plane crash. I believe it was, either late 50s, very early 60s, and of course that kind of ended her career a little bit. But this song she recorded her big hit on, in 1957. It's called Walking After Midnight. So let's see what it sounds like. Walking after midnight. Should be home in bed after midnight. My goodness, then it starts a whole new day. Well, you know how that all works. 1937. One of my most favorite songwriting teams, because they have written a lot of songs that I play and enjoy playing, and this is one of them. Songwriting team is Rodgers and Hart, Richard Rodgers and Lorenz Hart. Rodgers wrote the music, and Hart wrote the words and lyrics to a whole bunch of songs. And this song came from a show called Babes in Arms. Now, I think it was an okay. I don't think the show, really went crazy. But again, as it happens so many times, sometimes the show folds, and yet there's a good tune or two that come out of it. So this is called Where or When. I don't know, where or when. Let's see what it sounds like. where, I don't know, or when, I don't know that either, but where or when, Babes in Arms, Richard Rodgers, Lorenz Hart, 1937. The tune's almost 100 years old. Can you believe that? Well, never mind. All right, well, getting down to our final tune. Now, I may have played this recently. Again, that happens once in a while because you get a tune that fits two different categories, and sometimes, you know, it's a great tune, so and one enjoys playing it, so one plays it. But anyway, 1929 came from a show, another one of those. You never heard of the show. Fortunately, this song did survive. Written by Cole Porter. Cole Porter, great songwriter. 1929 is called What? What is this thing called love? So let's see what it sounds like. Is this thing called love? Oh my goodness. Well, it's getting right down near the end of our time here today. There is one little announcement that I wanted to make. As I'm sure you realize, we do tape these shows in advance. So as the date of this taping, there was a gentleman here who had a birthday yesterday. And he's with me every single week here, sitting behind the glass, tearing out what little hair he has because he's got to put up with what is that fool doing. So Austin Ricketts, a happy birthday yesterday to my erstwhile engineer behind the glass who makes all this happen. Happy birthday, Austin. So with that thought, thank you all as usual for watching, listening, however you get our little show here. We really appreciate you, watching, taking the time to watch what we do. And as you hear me say every single week, then the mouth doesn't work anymore, I don't know. As you hear me say every other week, or I'm just going to give up. I'm just not going to talk anymore. Well, no, we can't have that. As you hear me say every week, bring the young'uns in. Let them hear this music. Again, not because I'm playing it, but because this music is just not heard. The great Corey Pesaturo, who's been on this show several times, he told me once that, across America, there's a lot of accordion shows that are doing the polkas and all that stuff. He says, this show right here, Accordion Cool, is the only show that he's heard in this format. So we've been here a lot of years, and hope to keep coming here a lot of years and doing these shows, and hope you're enjoying them. With all that, I'll shut up, and let's take it home. Oh, I don't know. Let's see if we can figure out what the thing is that they call love, I guess.